Hello everybody, back to another video. I want to talk about, we're going to go back to AI again. Yes, one of the problems I'm having with AI is basically when you apply for a job and it's not the same. It really isn't the same. And when I say it's not the same, I'm talking about usually you talk to a human being when you do your interview, right? Now you're not. Now you're doing assessments of assessments of assessments, and then you're getting, because here's the thing that's going on, right? You got people who are supposed to look at your resume, the resume that you put in, whatever, right? They're not doing that anymore. They think that they can use AI to read your resume and see if you're a qualified candidate, right? And in theory, it makes sense to do that because we're thinking about productivity and like using our time wisely, etc. Right? But here's the problem I have with this. Right? The problem I have with this, whatever. Right? What if I don't consent to giving my information to AI? Right? And there's a lot of violations going on with companies, basically taking a candidate's information, maybe where they live, or maybe some other sensitive information, which I don't think you should be putting a lot of sensitive information in your resume. You should just be your qualifications, whatever, in there, and then basically the AI does this thing where it takes the information, puts it somewhere else, where marketers or other companies can sell you back things that they believe that you need, whatever, right? When you just wanted to get a job, right? And that's the problem I have with AI when it comes to that crap, right? And my plea is to stop. Seriously, stop with this crap, because a lot of people who are younger, maybe teens, whatever, they're trying to find a job and they can't find a job because, well, AI is dismissing their resumes, dismissing them completely. And also, there's another thing that's happening, because you think, oh well, AI is screwing me over, right? I might as well just use AI to make myself get work, right? And then you got applicants using AI to make the perfect resume for hence job, right? But at the same time, it's just like AI reading AI, and that in itself kind of cancels out each other, because the AI reads that this is not a human person, whatever, who wrote this, all right? So we're gonna cancel that out, right? Because AI is reading AI, it's not human. We want a human candidate, right? So we're having all these weird, different little problems going on, which I don't think should exist. I think we should just go back, roll it back, and just have a human person, to review and talk to candidates. I remember seeing, well, this isn't recent, this is like maybe a few weeks ago or something like that I saw a person do basically a webcam interview, right? And basically they had an interview with an AI, right? And the AI dismissed them, whatever, right? And also passed them through the interview, whatever, right? But then the confirmation email after the thing was done said they failed. And it's just like, you kind of wasted my time, doing this interview that was also not even interactive, because the person would basically say their qualifications, say the reason why they want to work, etc. And the prompts that would come up in the interview itself wouldn't be natural prompt, not like, obviously it's not a fluid conversation that you have in a normal human being, And because of that, right? It's just like he could have said anything, whatever, right? And it seems like it wouldn't have given him a pass anyways, right? Except for the thing I just said before of, a person talking, giving their qualification, giving them their background, etc., right? And then realizing that, oh, the prompt or the I don't know, the AI, whatever, this, it's like a fake model of a white woman or something like that. Give or take, and sometimes they change the ethnicity based off of, what they deem is okay, however, right? And yeah, it seemed like that the AI was passing this person, and then there was a few ones where the AI would glitch and say the same prompt over and over again, and that's not good, guys. Let's just roll it back. Let's just roll it back. We don't need. I think of AI. There are some things that are good with AI, right? But I don't think like using AI for, for artwork. I don't think it should exist the same way. Like I think like mock stuff, like I want a brand logo or whatever or something like that, or something like that's easily done, whatever. I can see why AI seems good, but when you really think about it, it's stealing some jobs, and the other thing it's stealing this critical thinking. A lot of people are not thinking anymore. They're not thinking, critically about stuff that it's like, what if I do this, what are the implications, to the workforce or to other people? And I do understand, like within business in itself, that you want to find a problem and solve it, right, effectively, right? And it's good. It's good to think that way. It's good to, think of serving, being of service, right? But there are some things where it's just like, it's not really being of service. It's just kind of like a lazy way, like as I was saying, with the whole, hiring, way of AI is like, it's incredibly lazy to just have AI take over such a human. There's some things that are supposed to be very human, in living on this planet, right? Things that like, talking, like for instance, like raising your children or something like that, right? Or counseling to, I don't know, a troubled student or whatever. Why would I want an AI to do that? And then we have some cases of AI and AI relationships with people. What is up with that? Like I shouldn't have to. Man, I shouldn't have to know some people who had an AI relationship, quote unquote clankers, whatever, and there might be a slur now. But I think, as I said before, we need to roll back. We need to roll this back, because if we continue doing this stuff, then a lot of key things that are supposed to be human, a lot of key things that are supposed to be, I don't know, like the give and take interaction or whatever, like if we lose that, a lot of like the creativity and the ability of like trying to make new things, like I think, like I don't I don't completely hate AI. I think it needs to be out of the creative aspect of a lot of things. It needs to be out of this place where it makes being a person showing their creative dull. And like we're not able to show how creative, how smart, how like what do we bring to the world if we just use AI, And I did say previously that I made money using AI before. Like for instance, like making a mission statement or basically an email or whatever, right? Just like draft me an email real quick, whatever, to XYZ person. I put, the things that I want to say in there, and like you split it. It gives me a nice draft, right? Those stuff, whatever. Yes, I've made money doing that. I've made, some forms of income of just like based off of like bouncing off ideas with, ChatGPT, etc. And I think that's good. I think that aspect is pretty good. It's like a helper, right? But there's just some stuff that, like, as I was saying, with the hiring process and, like, one-on-one need to talk to a human being to, like, solve this thing, whatever. Because there's a lot of stuff that is good on paper, but until you talk to the person, you don't, like, it doesn't reflect, like, because anybody could be just talking out of their ass, whatever, about whatever they're capable of, but you kind of figure out why the person in the position that they're in, or where it was in the position they were in, or have the skills that they are, or whatever, because they can do certain things within their speech and the way that they posture themselves, and that how intellectually they were able to express themselves. And see, that's the point. How intellectually you can express yourself, right? And that's going to show in the interview, but it's not going to show when you're talking to an AI. Sure, a person can see the video of what corresponded within that, that interview, but at the same time, because the prompts are completely unnatural, whatever, right? The person's going to be like, well, I'm just going to be, basically distant to these questions, because I know I'm not talking, and it's disrespectful. That's the biggest thing. It's disrespectful. You are applying, think about it. You're applying to a job, and they won't give you the decency to talk to a human being. It's just like being on the phone, talking to, you're trying to talk to a human being, whatever, right? And they keep giving you these different, like, oh, do you would like to do this? Do you like to? No, I want to speak to a representative. I don't want to freaking talk to a clanker. I don't want to do this, right? And that experience has traveled to here. I mean, you got to stop. You got to stop this. So that's what I wanted to talk about. If you have anything that you would like to express about AI and anything that's on your mind about this takeover, because it's going to get worse. I don't think it's going to get better. Well, marginally, maybe like 10% better, but 90% worse, I think. Because there's people out there who are they're really just trying to, it's like, I forget what that movie's called, but it's the one where you have the people who are just like, they're really fat and they're like in machines or something like that, like, or I guess it's like chair machines or whatever. I think it's WALL-E, maybe WALL-E. Don't quote me on that. I think it's WALL-E, whatever. And basically humans just gave up. They're just really lazy, right? Or that movie Idiocracy, whatever. Maybe we're reaching there. I think we're kind of close, right? But anyways, tell me what you think and about AI, and yeah, see you in the next video.